Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to play with one of the worst tank destroyers in the game, and it happened to be that we haven't played with this tank since 2022, so it is about the time to do that. Don't get confused, this tank is not Kan Panzer 105, because this is actually okay. It is Kan Panzer without 105mm caliber gun. It is a dreadful vehicle, but nevertheless we will try to make this tank work, right? First things first, what I want to highlight, the tank is absolutely pile of caca. Wargaming haven't sold this tank for many years. The last video was back in 2022, that's why we are playing with this tank, and as you can see where the community ratings goes, there is only 20 votes, right? And looks like community doesn't really enjoy the tank either. The rating is only 2 stars, which is very bad overall where the community ratings goes. If you are into the rating tanks, if you want to join our rating community, feel free to log in via our gaming API and you can rate the tanks as well. Currently we have 158,000 ratings, over 16,000 accounts logged in and gave their opinion about one or another tank, so feel free to join if you want to. Okay, so what do we have? 240 alpha damage gun is dreadful for a tank destroyer, right? It just is. The heat penetration with this tank is absolutely pile of caca as well. Look at this. Standard penetration is 240. Heat penetration is 250. It's disgusting, right? It's straight up disgusting. And where the high explosive penetration goes, it is okay. It is 102mm of penetration, so this is half of the trouble, and this is not that bad as it could be, right? But nevertheless, combination of the things simply isn't fine. It is not the greatest, it is not the best. It is just a bad vehicle. It doesn't really matter how you are going to look at it, and it doesn't matter how you are going to describe this tank. There is better vehicles in the game, right? For a sneaky and cheeky tank destroyer, what would you like to have? You would like to have a decent alpha damage, right? Whenever you are waiting in one or another position, you want to punish enemies for, let's say, 400 instead of punishing for bloody 200. Because one punishment and then you need to hide. If it happened to be that you are getting spotted, right? And this is far away from being ideal. Although, if you are facing against the paper vehicles, right, you can load the high explosive ammunition, and high explosive ammunition can help you a bit to boost your DPM. But once again, not by the crazy margin, that's for sure, right? In other words, this tank sister, or maybe I supposed to say this tank brother, feels significantly better with a 400 or 390 alpha damage, and it just feels like a day and night compared to this vehicle, right? Obviously, where the gameplay goes of this tank, either you are sniper schnitzel or either you are trying to support your team by spotting, because since the camo of this tank isn't bad, you can actually get involved in this way and you can try to spot for your team. Although, let's get real, you are not a light tank. The light tank would outspot you like there is no tomorrow, and it would be not so bueno. Plus, on top of that, you do not really have any armor whatsoever. In other words, you are made out of paper, right? So that is important thing to highlight as well. Meanwhile, I do not want to get punished by anyone at the moment, and I am just living my life with a big smile on my face at the moment, and I am just trying to survive this, right? That's all we are doing at the moment. Can this tank shine and can you have a decent game? Fellas, you can have a decent game with pretty much every and each tank in the world of tanks. It doesn't really matter how you would look at it. You can have a decent game, right? But it doesn't change the fact that the tank is far away from being ideal as a tank, right? Meanwhile, it happened to be that I made a decision to be super aggressive over there. It is not that bad, believe me or not, and the main reason why is it not so bad, because we can simply slap the enemies left, right, and center, and as you can see, they were just simply way too aggressive. And this is good thing for us. This is absolutely glorious. Our team is winning, so we can join the attack angle now. Okay, how about this Mr. Guard? I have no doubts whatsoever that this mother trucker is still sitting over there. That being said, we can get involved and we can start slapping. Now, a bit of assisting damage, that's very, very welcome. And look at this. We are just shooting him little by little and step by step. That's all we need to do for a full happiness. Right over there, he's trying to flank us. Luckily, he is failing to do so. And can we eliminate him in time? No! Auto-aim was such a bad option. Or such a bad choice. But to be fair with you, the game was kind of over already, so I cannot complain that much, fellas. I just simply cannot complain that much. So, looking into all of this, all good. All good, fellas. We are winning this game. Everything is okay. Not much what we can change about that. It was bad bounce, fellas. It was bad decision from my side to shoot the high explosive, to shoot the AP shell without aim. That was my fault. It's okay. Victory is victory. Let's see the score. And we are back. 2000 damage, 800 assisting damage. Believe me or not, this is not that horrible as a score for this tank. We have ourselves second. We are second by experience. We are third by the damage, which I'm very, very happy about, and we made 64,000 profits. Very, very nice. Let's go for round number 2, shall we? Okay, round number 2, Pilsen standard battle tier 10 matchmaking. Definitely not an ideal situation, definitely not ideal matchmaking, that's for sure, but it is how it is. Not much what we can change about that, right? So, what is our goal, what is our dream, what is our purpose of this game? We will simply try to spot, right? Well, actually, we will try to do damage, never mind. They have Ergashem Panzerwagen, so it's just not really worth to get involved like this. Obviously, it is alternative option, but I do not really think it is the best one. So, first things first, we are sitting here in position. We would be able to spot the enemy forces if they would mess up, and this is exactly what I would want to see. And if this Ergashem Flipwagen is overpeaking this, we can actually slap him, right? That's what we want to see. Beautiful. Ah, bad shot. What is the shell velocity? 700 shell velocity with a gold, with a high explosive, so that's bad. Okay, this is actually very, very bad. High explosive, shell velocity is dreadful. Not what I would love to see, but that's what we have and we need to live with this, right? So we cannot change absolutely anything about that. In this situation, I am considering about getting a bit more involved, to be fair with you. I just feel like we can afford this and I feel like we can get significantly more use this way. That being said, we are going to make a bit of pressure like this. Luckily, our Bazooka countered the enemy light tank, right? So all we need to do at this point we need to be close for escape, right? Because our escape is like this. We can try to spot, we can try to do damage, everything is completely fine. Look at this beauty. Another mistake from the enemy side. 200 alpha damage feels so bad. 200 alpha damage feels so bloody bad in this situation, but that's okay. I mean, there is a reason why Wargaming stick to this tank, the other gun, and they simply forgot about this vehicle, right? It definitely makes sense. Meanwhile, I'm trying to escape like this. This is okay. We are trying to cross just like so. Very, very nice. And now we can eliminate this Mr. Shrek or alternatively this TVP sitting over there, right? This is exactly what I would love to see. Okay, this TVP is trying to get a nice angle for us, but this is not going to be so simple, and Shrek made a mistake. I like mistakes from the Shrek side. That's good. And I can pay attention, and I see what this TVP is doing over there. Eliminated, very, very nice. Now, Borshik. He fired once, so at this point we can just simply make a hardcore pressure for him. He fired twice, that's it. This gentleman is messed up. He's going on the deep reload, and all we need to do, we need to load the high explosive ammunition and just simply say hi for him. Literally like this. Beautiful. Very, very nice. We are just showing the dominance against this gentleman, and we are making him to look, oh my bananas, not so great, right? But unfortunately, the death has come to us, I don't really think I can survive the Kunze Panzer. This is fair enough and this is okay. So once again, I felt like this would be the best case scenario for us to be tiny touch aggressive with this vehicle. Obviously, you have no armor, obviously, you have no alpha damage, and you can get slapped over there. And the most unfortunate thing is that Kunze Panzer and Ergashem, both of them, realize that I'm here, because I was about to turn around and to escape from this position, but it is how it is, right? I can promise you that sniping from the back wouldn't be a better choice in this kind of situation, right? Because enemies did not really had that many mistake makers in this situation, right? So I feel glad how I played the game. And we are back. Luckily, we made the correct choice. I was looking into this game, right? And our team just simply slapped literally everyone, right? So if I would have played passively, it would not be as good. So only 1.9 thousand damage, a bit of assisting damage as well. We are third by experience. We are somewhere in the middle by the damage, and we made 54,000 profits. Do you see from where I'm coming from for saying that this vehicle is outdated pile of caco? I hope you do, fellas. Let's go for one more. And last but not least, we have Outpost Standard Battle. Okay. I have a good understanding how we are going to play this game, so the first things first, we are going to reach this side corner or side bush, and we will try to spot, obviously, every and each mother trucker who would try to make a bit of pressure, right? I'm not so happy that enemies has EBR, but nevertheless, we are okay. What this tank has going for it is a speed, okay? Speed and camo is actually alright of this vehicle. You can see that it goes like crazy mother trucker. 67 kilometers per hour, like nothing, like grrr. You know, that is definitely a good thing about this tank, for sure. Meanwhile, speaking about the good things, there is nothing else to say. Fellas, there is nothing else to say, okay? So we need to be happy with what we have. Okay, how about this mystery BR, Udes? It would take forever and ever for us to aim. We need to figure out where do we want to pre-aim at the moment, okay? We need to figure out where do we want to pre-aim. Our EBR is dead. Definitely unfortunate fate. An unfortunate thing, but it is how it is. Ooh, very, 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 very nice blind shot. Strong one, fellas. That was a beautiful blind shot from this guy's side. Unfortunately, we are not hitting EBR, but that's okay. I think the best bet for us in this situation is just to simply hold the angle for the EBR. I'm aware of that this Su will try to blind fire the living crap out of this bush, and if he is hitting us, we are kind of down to half of our hit points, but to be completely honest with you, I do not really think that we can do absolutely anything else in this situation, right? All we want to do, we want to be ready for the CBR. That's good. I know that I am spotted. I am pretending that I am going to use the other bush, but in reality I'm going to come back to the same position over there, right? I just simply think it is the correct choice. Meanwhile, Udes is making pressure through the middle of the field. Let's try to punish him. Unfortunately, no penetration with high explosives, but we are okay. In this game, if I need to guess the score of this game, we are going to mainly have the assisting damage over there, right? At least that's what I want to believe. All I want to see this Udes peeking. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we are not slapping him in the face. And in the same time, we are spotted as well. So that's a bit of the stinker. That is a bit of the stinker, fellas. Okay, let's go to the same position. He is thinking about being aggressive. Good. Unfortunately, not a penetration with a high explosives into the side of the Udes 14-16. Once again, can't complain about that. We just need to be humble and we need to accept this situation, right? If he would peek like this, and there is a chance... Actually, I don't really think he's going to peek like this, so I am feeling relatively safe. All we want to do, we want to pre-aim towards this Su-130 PM, right? That's what we want to do. And once again, hopefully, if enemies would start shooting from here, there is a chance that we are outspotting them, right? And that is a good stuff. I mean, there is a reason why am I so hostile towards this tank, fellas. Unfortunately, but the gun doesn't treat us that well either, which is kind of sad thing, but it is how it is. Meanwhile, UDES 14-5. Do I want to make a hardcore pressure for him? You know what? In fact, I want to. How about that, if we would make a hardcore pressure like this, we would instantly turn to the right side, so those mother truckers from there would not be able to hit us, and now we would start farming UDES ass. Beautiful shot into the UDES butt, that's very, very nice, and he is dead. Excellent. Okay, that's something. Now, we need to figure out how we can get more involved into all of this, right? It's not the easiest thing to do, but I believe we can do this. So, how we can approach the enemy team? We are going... we are going like this. I know I'm spotted because of the sniper schnitzel over there. I am aware of that, and both of the list is trying to punish me. Okay, I see. Unfortunately, not my assisting damage for that towards that Starva, but let it be. And now what we want to see Liz sitting over there, right? We know that he is sitting in the middle of the field. We are very, very well aware of that. Beautiful punishment, that's nice. That's all we need to do, fellas. Putting the full attention towards the enemies and slapping them with our toothpicks as a gun. I am curious what you have to say in the comment section down below where this tank goes. I am curious, am I alone who thinks that this vehicle is outdated to the level of the garbage, or you would say, Skill, I think you are complaining for no reason whatsoever, right? I am quite curious. Meanwhile, Dede Fede, can someone punish Dede Fede, please? Okay. That was very, very unfortunate. I mean, he high rolled us, but to be fair with you, it doesn't change absolutely anything. It is still the same situation, right? I would be down to fartable nevertheless. Meanwhile, I'm dead for Arta. I mean, fellas, I do not really feel bad about my performance. I truly do not feel bad about this. It's just one of those outdated tanks when it's very, very, very hard to do pretty much anything, right? You do not really have alpha damage, you do not really have gun accuracy, you have only camo and you have only speed. But in this situation, I mean, how I can get some use of all of this, right? That's unfortunate. That was a hard game, fellas, but luckily our team managed to win this. 1.4 thousand damage, 300 assisting damage. I mean, not ideal game, fellas. We are 5th by the experience, or 6th by the experience. We are 6th by the damage. 33,000 profits only. Definitely not ideal session with this tank, and it is very, very hard to make it work nowadays. You know what? I want to have at least one good game. Let's go for one more. Okay? One more is all I need for a full happiness. You know what, fellas? Instantly when I went into the 4th game with Canon Yak Panzer, I changed my mind, okay? I just changed my mind. I want to be honest with you. Can Panzer performance. 3 games, 100% win ratio, 1.7 thousand average damage, or 1.8 thousand average damage, 400 assisting damage. This is as good as we are going to get, fellas. Definitely disgusting tank. There is a reason why Wargaming never sells this vehicle, or at least I cannot remember why when Wargaming sold this tank last time. And that's okay. This tank should be digged somewhere under the stone and left over there. Because we have just simply way, way, way better tank over there. This 390 alpha damage is just simply fixing absolutely everything. Anyways, fellas, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I hope you had a great time. I'm sorry for not being able to make the Canon Yak Panzer work. I know I potentially could pretty much play more games and show the best battles with this tank, but this is not what I want to show. I want to show you day-to-day games whenever we are trying to do our best, and sometimes the things are going very, very well and sometimes not so much. We just need to accept this. Anyways, fellas, feel free to share your thoughts about this vehicle in the comment section down below, and thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.